Lionel Messi has already brought Group J under his control.
June 22nd, 2026, Dallas, Texas. The most decorated footballer in the history of the sport walks onto the pitch in the group stage of a World Cup he has already won. He has nothing left to prove to anyone alive. He misses a penalty in the 8th minute.
Oh, history back somebody of such ability.
See, I think he gave the goalkeeper a chance by the little casual.
30 minutes later, he scores a 17th World Cup goal, the most in 96 years of this tournament, men's or women's, any player ever. Then, in stoppage time, he scores an 18th. That's 5 goals in just 2 matches. This is not a story about a good week. This is the closing chapter of the most complete career any player has ever had in the history of this sport. And before we tell you the whole story, we need to show you everything that Messi did before it. Before we get into everything, if you're not subscribed yet to Game Changers, please do us a favor and hit that button right now. Like the video and share it with every football fan you know, because what we're about to lay out is the definitive case for the greatest athlete in the history of team sports. And those of you who have been bragging on Messi for decades will want to share this. All right, let's start with the foundation. You cannot understand what is happening at the World Cup in 2026 without first understanding the scale of what Lionel Messi already was before he even got here. 914 career goals, 414 career assists across 1,157 appearances for club and country. He's the second highest scorer in football history. The man who holds the outright record, Cristiano Ronaldo, has spent 20 years trying to stay ahead of him. But he couldn't stay ahead of him here. He has 8 Ballon d'Or awards. The next highest total in history is 5. Ronaldo. 474 goals in La Liga, the most in the history of Spain's top division. In 2012, he scored 91 goals in a single calendar year. That shattered Gerd Muller's record that stood for over 40 years. 73 goals in a single club season. 71 career direct free kick goals. 44 senior trophies, more than any player who has ever played the game. Messi holds 12 La Liga titles. He has 4 Champions League championships, 3 consecutive major international titles with Argentina, Copa America of 21, World Cup 22, and Copa America 2024. No other player in the modern era has led their nation to 3 consecutive major international titles. His Instagram post celebrating Argentina's 2022 World Cup victory is the most liked piece of content in the history of all social media. 74 million accounts. More than any photograph, any video, any post on any platform in the history of the internet. The entire civilization looked at that one moment, one man, and one image, and they pressed the same button. He holds the record for the most Man of the Match awards in football history, over 450. He owns the same record in the World Cup, with 12 Man of the Match awards. He has the most Copa America appearances at 39. He has the most assists in men's international football history. He even owns the record for the most goals in World Cup qualification history. He has surpassed milestones set by football's greats, Pelé, Maradona, Nazario, Muller. Men whose records were supposed to be permanent. This is the baseline. This is what Messi already was when he boarded a plane to the United States for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. To understand what is happening in 2026, you need to understand what happened in Qatar. Because what Messi did there was already the most complete individual World Cup performance in the history of the tournament. He had 7 goals, 3 assists. He scored in every single round, the group stage, round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinal, and the final for the championship. He was the first player in World Cup history to score in every round of a single tournament. He won the Golden Ball award and scored twice in the final against France. Once from the penalty shot, once from open play. Before Argentina won on penalties. When Messi lifted that trophy in Qatar, he held it a moment longer than the ceremony required. Just him and one thing the sport had used against him for 15 years. And somewhere in that image, the debate ended. He was 35 years old, and he had finally won the World Cup. He could have retired from international football, and no one would have said a single word against him. But he came back for more at age 38. June 17th, 2026, Kansas City Stadium. Argentina versus Algeria. Messi walks out for his 201st international appearance, his 6th World Cup, a Guinness World Record by itself. The first male player to appear in 6 editions of this tournament. He is 38 years old. He scores in the 17th minute, a precise feed from Rodrigo de Paul, finished with a calm of a man who had done this 10,000 times. He scores again in the 60th, and a third in the 76th. His first World Cup hat trick at 38 years old, exactly 20 years to the day of his first World Cup appearance, to tie Miroslav Klose's all-time record of 16 goals in World Cup history. Patrick Mahomes, one of the most decorated quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, is in the crowd. After the third goal, he posts 3 GOAT emojis. Erling Haaland, who scored twice in his own World Cup match earlier that same day, goes on to Snapchat and writes, "Messi is a madman." Carly Lloyd says, "Messi is playing with complete freedom. Enjoy every moment while we still can." Rio Ferdinand, OMG, his first ever World Cup hat trick. His manager Scaloni later said, he no longer feels the weight of the burden he carried for so long. He's really enjoying it. Looks in great shape. His teammate DePaul adds, "There are no words to describe him. We need to build a team around him. He is our most important player." 5 days later, June 22nd, Dallas Stadium, Argentina versus Austria. The record is 1 goal away. He misses a penalty in the 8th minute. Anyone else, and this becomes the story. With Messi, it becomes a footnote, because 30 minutes later, he picks up the ball, drifts slightly wide, and drives the same low-cut curl into the bottom corner. The same left foot, the same motion, the same finish he has produced 10,000 times across 20 years of the sport. It's his 17th World Cup goal. He's broken the record. Klose's name moves to 2nd in history. Then in stoppage time, he squeezes home a 2nd goal, number 18, and Argentina win 2-0. Through the knockout stage, unbeaten, unscored upon, 5 goals from their captain. Not only did he break Klose's record, he also surpassed Pelé in total World Cup goal contributions while in this tournament. He now has 26 combined goals and assists at World Cups. That's more than Pelé, Maradona, Nazario, Zidane, more than every player in 96 years of the FIFA World Cup. At this point, he has at least 1 more group stage match to play. He may play up to 4 more matches after that. There is a tradition in sport of waiting until a career is complete before declaring its place in history. We're not doing that today, because what is happening at this World Cup has made the question academic. Ronaldo Nazario, the Brazilian, the man who won the World Cup twice, who scored twice in a World Cup final, went on television this week and said this: "Every time Messi steps onto the pitch, everything else becomes historic and elegant. It's time for the world to stop hiding and accept the fact that he is the best player of all time." When the man called Ronaldo tells you the other man is the greatest who has ever lived, that is not a take. That is the closing argument from the most qualified witness alive. Here's the case in full. 8 Ballon d'Ors, 3 more than the next highest total. 914 career goals, 44 trophies, more than any player who has ever played the game, 3 consecutive major international titles with Argentina, the 2022 World Cup, where he became the first player to score in every single round of a tournament. And now at 38 years old in his final World Cup, 18 goals across 6 tournaments, the all-time record. Any measure, any era, any version of this game. He surpassed Pelé. He surpassed Klose. He surpassed Maradona. He surpassed Nazario. He has surpassed every benchmark the sport has ever set. Then, at 38 years old, he surpassed himself. His manager, Scaloni, who watches him every single day, said, "As long as Leo wants to, he'll be the best." He's been doing it in every match for over 20 years. It's thrilling to watch him for anyone who loves football. 20 years, the same man, the same left foot, the same curl into the bottom corner, the same pointing to the sky. Lionel Messi is the greatest footballer who has ever lived. The record is his alone, and the debate, it's over. And the man at the center of it all is still playing. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of another Game Changers video. I know this one's going to get that comment section on fire. Please take a second, let us know your thoughts. Is Messi the GOAT, or have we spoken too soon? We truly appreciate you guys taking the time to watch all the way through the video. It really does mean a lot. Please subscribe if you're not. Click that like button, and be sure to share this with a friend, especially those who think Ronaldo is the GOAT. Let us know who you want us to highlight in our next video. Until then, we'll see you in the next one.